finding in the old country. On an average, Sunday night, 20 or 30 people will be in a gospel hall. And on an average, there will be probably one unsaved person present. And this has been going on for about 20 years. And then someone gets up and he gives out the first hymn, Rescue the Perishing. And they all sing it, sometimes with nice harmony. Then someone says a prayer, and he prays as though everyone in the room was unsaved. And then he gives out another hymn. Sing them over again to me, wonderful words of life. And in some places there's a nice harmony, but it's all to one. Then someone gets up and gives the notices, and then the scriptures are read. And then another hymn is given out. We have heard the joyful sound, Jesus saves. And then the brother gets up and preaches his heart out. And then right at the end, you'll say to the brother, if he's preached well, that was a faithful message. And it's taken 20 to 30 people 1 hour to preach to one soul. Is that New Testament evangelism? No, is it? No wonder we're dying. No wonder the lampstands are being removed. It's revival or removal. Beloved, forgive my emotion, but we can't play at gospel meetings. It's too serious. Millions are in hell. Christ died upon the cross and has been raised again. He's waiting to give them the new birth, the masterpiece of God. How can we play at that? So what's the answer? Have a mission. Get a preacher along. And in England we have 5-star men, 4-star men, 3-star men, and we write for them. And then we fix on a date, and everybody gets really enthused. There's great printing, 3 lots of leaflets. We're going from door to door, asking the people come. But that's not evangelizing, that's canvassing. And then we bring the people in. And these people are as dark as night. And the evangelist is expected to sow the seed at 7 o'clock. See it grow at 7:15. Bring out the sunshine and the rain at past. And then ask for the lightning of heaven to come to ripen it all within 3/4 of an hour. And sometimes he will take the congregation by the scruff of the coat and say, this is your last chance. Why, says a man, the first time I've heard it, and it's the last chance. Now, is that New Testament? Now, come on, is it? There may be a few saved, and then after the 3 weeks of intense evangelism, we all go back to our comfort zone. Is that New Testament? Well, I want to tell you this. We did that for about 30 years, and we got together and we discovered that we were not doing that which is scriptural. Now, I want to say this. Some of my brethren, they have a mission and they go on for 6 or 7 weeks, and I would commend that. That's not just canvassing, that's getting among people. But generally speaking, dear friends, that's the kind of thing we've seen for years. Now, what are we going to do about it? First of all, we must have the honesty to get before the Lord and tell him that we've utterly failed. That kind of evangelism is totally unscriptural. And we must tell him that we failed. And then we must tell the Lord that we want to get back to the New Testament, back to the Scriptures, and back to real New Testament aggressive evangelism. And do you know what that means? An assembly of 20 or 30 all mobilized. You cannot rely on specialists. Everyone has got to evangelize. Now, I know that comes as a shock, but that's the teaching of Scripture. 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, from you sounded out the word of the Lord, not only in Macedonia and Achaia, but everywhere your faith is spread abroad, so that we need not say anything. All within 9 months. You see, the moment they got saved in the first century, they were gossiping the gospel. Not just one, the whole lot of them. Now we've got to get back to that. So I'm going to put before you now a 3-year plan. It's only a plan. It's only a suggestion. This is not a golden rule. This is just a vision that the Lord has given me. He gave them a vision to start at Jerusalem, then move to Judea, then move to Samaria and the uttermost part of the earth. Well, we must have a goal. We must have a vision. Where there's no vision, the people perish. And we've got to think not in view of 3 weeks, we've got to think of 3 years. Here's the assembly of 20 or 30 people, and all around you are the people, probably about 2,000 in the village or maybe more, and your job is to be a light. We mustn't have monastic evangelism, all shut in a gospel hall. We've got to get out. For that's the call, to go, not come, go. Now, you know that, of course. Now, I imagine an assembly has been broken before the Lord because of their unscriptural way of evangelizing, and they confess it to God, and they are telling God they want to go his way. See, back to the book. And I can imagine the elders coming together and saying, let's put out a big map. A map, yeah. And put right over it our village, our mission field. And that map is the village or the small town. Then there's only 20 or 30 members. So what do? We give each member one road of 20 houses. And therefore you have the streets lined, you have a little flag with all these people with a road. That's your parish. And you're going to live there for 3 years. And ask the Lord to give you 2 souls in that road. Then, of course, we need a series of booklets. It's no good giving a person a book like Becoming a Christian by John Stott. If it cannot be read in 5 minutes, it's put down. Therefore, we've got to split the gospel up. So we'll start with leaflet 1, Can I Rely on the Bible? Leaflet 2, that can be read in 5 minutes, Who is God? Leaflet 3, What is Wrong with the World? sin. Leaflet for Who is Jesus